This video will explain how to plan the working schedule, limits, and thermostat information export. Planning a schedule is done by either clicking the round icon up here where we have our 24-hour clock, or clicking the Plan Schedule button. By doing so, it enables the overview of when and where, so which means which day and which time of day, and at which temperature the schedule is currently done. Which means if I go into Monday, we can clearly see here our different indicated time zones. We can create a new time zone by clicking somewhere on the clock, adjust this time schedule. And if we adjust it into a single hour point, that means that it disappears here. We can also extend or compress the current time zones, and we can copy this to different days of the week by pressing the copy button. So when we're in the schedule mode and we have the optionality to copy and paste everything, we also have the optionality on the same page to move the home temperatures and away temperatures on the scrollers down here. And once we're done, we can apply, and then the app asks us if we want to save the changes. And if we press OK, then the changes will be put into the app. When we talk about the limits, they work similarly to how we just change the schedule, which means if I press thermostat limits either on the graphic overview here or on the bar below, I'll go into the graphics menu for setting up and turning down for the different minimum and maximum temperatures set into the device. Once we apply something, it will be asked if we really want to do this, because some of these things can hurt your floorings. So some hardwood floors cannot take more than a minimum temperature of 27 degrees. So please take care and please note this down with or ensure that this is in accordance with manufacturer specifications. In this case, I've chosen the hardwood flooring from before, and that means that my floor maximum limit is already set to 28 degrees as a default. That means because I selected that, we have that typed in as a default here. When I apply the temperatures, then these are also reflected into our thermostat limits. For lock settings and pin code, when I enter the lock settings, then either we can lock everything, which means the child lock is applied and the pin code is applied, or we can apply them singularly, which means we can either apply the child safety or we can apply the pin code. And if we apply the pin code, the default pin code is 4 zeros. If we apply the child safety, that means that the dial will no longer respond to any kind of input. Not if we put it into off mode, not if we put it into frost protection or similar things. So for instance, that is also what's called child protection. For instance, in a child's room or whatever, or wherever you don't want anyone to mess around with the dial. The only response you'll get is if you put it into the app position or into the clock position on the dial, and then you can connect to it with the app and remove the child lock again. Of course, this can also be reverted with a factory reset. So by pressing the thermostat information button, we'll get all of the information out of the device, and the device can be shared to the installer or to a quality assurance system or similar, can also be showed to the DEVI representative to ensure that we have all of the information needed to error search or to quality proof the specific system setup.